Okay, well, welcome again to today's webinar. My name is Alex. I'm going to be hanging out with you guys here for a little bit. What we're going to be going over today is online donations. So how to increase giving with online donations. And this is a fun webinar because this actually highlights a free aspect of Aplos that we have, and that is the ability to create a free WePay account as well as receive online donations through a link that we provide you that you can put on your website. So for those of you who are new to Aplos, we have a couple of different products, one of which is accounting and the other one is donations. But really, no matter what product you choose in Aplos, this online donations feature is complimentary. It comes with it. So if you just want to use this, it's actually no cost to you. The only thing you'll pay are the transaction rates that apply to the online donations. So let's take a look. When you register for a free trial of Aplos, you're going to land here, which is your dashboard. And then on the left-hand side is how you move through the other areas of the software. Accounting is one of those products that we offer. If you have this turned on, you can click there and view all of your accounting for your nonprofit. And then the other one here is donations. And again, donations has kind of a couple of different tiers, but the most basic level there is the ability to do online forms. So if you were to click on that, that'll bring you to the page where you can create a free WePay account. Now, when you first land here, it's going to have a little pop-up that says, hey, create a free WePay account, and WePay is the company that we've partnered with to allow for this service. So you'll create a free WePay account with them. You can use the same email and address and password as you use for Aplos, that's fine. And then once you have that account set up, you're going to land here, which is the donation forms screen. Now, a little bit about this functionality. What this allows you to do is with Aplos and WePay, you create an online form or a web page that you can then put onto your website as a link or send to people in an email. And when people land on that URL, they will see some details about your organization, some pictures, some customization that we're going to show here in just a minute. And then they can choose to donate to you right then on the form. And studies have shown that the more convenient it is to make a donation, the more people are apt to do it. So hopefully this will enable you guys to begin receiving more and more donations from online. So that way people can donate to you from the comfort of their own home and don't have to write a check or anything like that for you. So once you create your WePay account, you're going to land here again, which is where you can create your forms. And you can actually have as many forms as you'd like. And what this means is you can have multiple URLs, multiple landing pages that people can hit and see and make a donation. So you can customize each one of these forms to look a little bit different to whatever you need it to do. We have certain clients that want to do a fundraiser, so you can create a form for your fundraiser and put specific, kind of information regarding the fundraiser on that one. We've also got a general, form, or some of our clients have, missionaries or people that are raising money to do something. So each one of these people can have their own form that people can donate to you, all of which kind of funnel back into your organization. So let's take a look at how you would edit or customize a form here. If you've already got a form, you can just click on that. Otherwise, you can click Create New, and that will create a new form for you. So I'm going to edit my fundraiser one here. And once you land here, it's going to show you kind of a quick little snapshot of what your form looks like right here in the middle. And then you've also got some settings that you can set up here on the left-hand side. So the first little tab here is called Form Settings. Now, I'm just going to go down the list here. And again, if you have any questions, let me know. But in form settings, this is where you're going to put the name of the form. So this is just for internal use. What is this form called? So fundraiser. And then this form URL right here is actually what's going to be at the very end of your donation link. Okay. So every donation link that you're going to have is going to say https:/aplos/aws/give/ your organization name, and then / whatever you put right here. So I can put to fundraiser 2014 or something like that. Okay. Moving on from form settings, you have design. And design is where it actually becomes pretty fun here. And this is where you can customize the look and the content of the page. First one here is color. So you can create you can have a custom color theme that you want to use for this donation form. So let's do like this one right here. I like that one. So pick a color thing, you can click that to collapse that. And then you also have your logo. And your logo is what's going to appear at the very top left here of the form. So let's do that. So I'm going to browse here. And I'm going to pick my Aplos logo right there, click open. that will go ahead and add itself to that top left. And if you wanted to put some alternative text here, you can as well. What this means is that if for some reason the logo doesn't load when people view it, it will alternatively put text there instead. So you can have like Aplos software. Okay. Then you also have your headline, and your headline is right here. Thank you for your donation, but that can be whatever you want. So welcome to the 2014 fundraiser. Okay, if I could spell, this would be a lot easier. There you go. So type in whatever headline you want right there. And then you have a main image as well, and that's going to put that in that little box right there. So I'm going to click here and do another image here. I'm going to select that one. So that'll add that image, and then again, alternative text. So if for some reason that can't load, then you can have text show up. And then you have a custom message. So here's where you can customize the text that you want your donors to see on this particular page. So you can say here, all online donations will go towards the 2014 fundraiser event. So any kind of custom text you can put right there. Okay, so that's how you kind of customize this form here a little bit, make it a little bit more tailored to your purpose or your organization. And then moving down, you have donor information. And donor information is where you can select what information you want to collect from your donors when they hit this page. Right now, the only ones that are offered are the first and last name and their email address. But coming soon, we will add the option to collect addresses, phone numbers, and other custom information on this form, so that when they fill out this form, you can have their contact information updated at the same time as well. And then lastly, we have donation. So donation is where you're going to give some more details about the money that they're giving. So what amounts do you want them to give? You can have some preset amounts right there. So I have 50, 100, and 1,000. You can also add a new custom amount. So if I wanted people to give, maybe 500 or something, I can put that there as well, create. And then if I wanted to also allow donors to enter their own custom donation, I can have that field there as well. Otherwise, I can delete it, and that will remove it from the option there. And then the other option that you have here is to include the reoccurring donation option. Now, what this means is when people give to you online, they can either have the choice of doing a one-time donation or a reoccurring donation. If a reoccurring, this means that they set up their donation details, and then whenever they've designated for the donation to process, it will automatically process for them once a month or so. So you can add that as an option. Otherwise, you can get rid of that, and then it will just kind of default to a one-time donation. Okay, so let's put those back in there. And then the last little area that you have right here is your purpose. And a purpose is the way that, or the reason that the money is being collected. So you can see here, this is my fundraiser form. So my fundraiser purpose is selected. I can have other purposes set up, and that's going to be right here in this purposes screen, which I'll show you here in just a minute. But if you want your donors to have the option of picking multiple purposes that they can be donating to, you can add them in right there, and that will then allow your donors to pick what purpose they're donating to. Otherwise, if you just have one selected, it'll auto-select that purpose. So I'm going to get rid of these. And at that point, your form is now customized. So on the right-hand side, you're going to want to hit Save. And that will go ahead and save all these changes that you've just added in there. There you go. And then Publish. And that will actually make the form live. Okay. This next button right here as well, if you move to Next, our payment options currently only include the debit or the credit card, but we will soon be adding the ability to do ACH or bank draft donations from these forms. So at that point, you can customize that option as well. But right now, it's just mainly this form right here. All right. So now that you've got this customized and created, if you go back to the online forms page and I click on the view form for my fundraiser, I will now see that form that I've just built. So you can see my logos there. I've got my header, I've got the picture, I've got the custom message, as well as the donor information, the amounts, and then the choice between a one-time gift or reoccurring. And so once people fill this out, they click Donate Now, and then move to a second page where they actually enter the details of the donation. So their credit card information are coming soon, their bank. But for the most part, this type of form is what you can create using our product, again, for free. Okay, and you can create as many of these as you'd like. So feel free to add as many as you'd want. Now, the last little step here is for you to share your form. So we've given you a couple options here. One is to post to Facebook or Twitter. The other is to email. So that'll automatically kind of create an email for you with that link, or add to my site. Now, what this does is walks you through a couple steps here on adding a donate button to your website or adding a link. So the link is the URL that you hit. So this guy right here. So this is the link. So if you already have a website set up and you want to just kind of add this as a hyperlink to a button that already exists, you can just copy and paste that into the hyperlink for the button. Or if you want, you can add one of our buttons. So you can say get button. That will give you an option of some button choices there. And then once you click one of these, so let's say I want the green one right there, that'll give you a code snippet. So you can copy and paste that into your web building tool, whatever that may be. And then that will be the code that when you publish it will now be live on your website. Now we can help with the kind of Aplos side of things, but when it gets into actually adding this to your website, we're not web developers, so we can help a little bit with it. But if you have a specific question in that realm, we recommend reaching out to the person that manages your site. And this is a pretty easy thing to do, so they could probably have that done for you pretty quick. All right. So that is online forms. Now, I mentioned earlier when we were creating the form that you have these purposes. So if you're new to Aplos donations, we have a webinar that kind of goes through the whole product as well as creating purposes. But really a purpose at kind of a high level is the way, or the quote unquote purpose of the money that you're getting. So if people are donating to an event, the event would be the purpose, or donating to a person, you can create a purpose for the person. This can also integrate with your accounting as well, which I can touch on if you'd like, but otherwise I'll just leave it there for today. But as you customize these forms, if you need to create a new purpose, just save the form, all the progress that you made, come here, make some purposes, and then you'll be able to add those to your online forms whenever you're ready. All right. So that is online donations. Again, studies have proven that the more convenient and the easier that people can donate to you, the more apt they are to do so. So feel free to use this. Again, it's a free product. And if you have any questions, please let us know. All right. I'm going to open up for some Q&A. So if you have anything, let me know. Again, that question field in your GoToWebinar control panel is where you'd submit those questions. Feel free to do so. I'll be back in just a minute, and then we'll go from there. Thanks.